This is a disappointing executive order from the perspective of city and county officials. We passed, as you will recall, many of you were here, in the 2016 session, House Bill 585, which addressed this very subject. We reorganized the board of 911 in 2016. That just went into effect. In July of 2016. And what, from our perspective in doing that legislation, which was shepherded through the House and by Senator Carroll over on the Senate side, was to reconstitute that board where we had more elected local officials represented. We only had one mayor that had served on the board and in the past. We had no county officials, and the number of CMRS employees outnumbered the number of elected officials. When you look at the provision of 911 services, it is an intimately local action. 911 city and county officials in most places have come together to form joint 911 boards, and that responsibility is local. We're talking about the oversight of funds that go to local officials to fund those operations. Part of the deal here is that local governments cannot impose local fees on wireless providers, but that money is collected by the state and redistributed to local government entities to provide 911 services. And to take off local official representation through an executive order on legislation that just passed in 2016, I will tell you from the perspective of the League of Cities Board of Directors, is pretty insulting. So we're here to say that when this issue comes up again, I'm sure there'll be some attempt to codify this executive order. We hope that the legislature and look forward to perhaps, and Executive Director Holliday's already indicated that he's willing to work collaboratively with us on this, that we get local representation, actual local officials who are responsible for providing and funding 911 services back on an authoritative role rather than in just some advisory capacity, which is important. I don't mean to minimize that. So we're opposed to the codification of this executive order in the form that it's enacted.